EA Star Wars have just dropped a massive hint to them making Battlefront 3, and it is very similar to the last hint that they dropped on their Twitter account, meaning that that one that people didn't necessarily think was a hint probably was, now that they've done it twice. And they also said some stuff about the Fallen Order sequel, but the focus of this video is Battlefront 3. I can assure you that this is not a reach, this is a genuine hint. Multiple people have made videos on it as well and do believe it is a hint towards Battlefront 3. I think it is very, very obvious, so do not click off the video. I know a lot of you are planning to do so based off my YouTube analytics, but anyway, let's get into how EA have hinted Battlefront 3 this time. So a while back I made this video saying about how EA tweeted out asking for people's favourite maps on Battlefront, obviously wanting to know which ones to prioritise including in Battlefront 3. And well, it seems that they've done it again for people's heroes and villains, as you can see by the tweet on the screen now. I replied Anakin because I'm pretty sure he's my favourite. I do really enjoy using him. But yes, they want to know the most popular heroes and villains to prioritise including them. Now, I personally think they should include all the heroes and villains that we have on Battlefront 2 at the moment, and then some new ones, but obviously they need to get the most popular ones in the earliest so that they are prioritised and guaranteed to be in the game, because maybe come near the end of the development of the game, they may realise that if they want to get all these characters like Ahsoka, Mace Windu that are so important, they may have to drop some lesser important characters such as Finn, for example, because I don't think many people's favourite character is Finn, so if the response to this tweet doesn't have any Finns, then that's probably going to be one of the characters that they sacrifice to get in someone like Ahsoka Tano. And I personally don't think any of us are going to complain if they change Finn for Ahsoka. Even me that is Master 2187, that has 2187 in my name, I'm not going to complain in the slightest if we get Ahsoka Tano in Battlefront 3 in replacement for Finn. So, judging off the two tweets that EA Star Wars have put out, it would suggest that they aren't necessarily in development of making Battlefront 3, but are definitely planning on doing so. So I would expect a confirmed announcement of them making Battlefront 3 sometime near the end of this year, because they're probably getting all the ideas together to decide whether the game is going to be good enough or not to be worth their time and money to actually make. And once they do that, because I think it's pretty obvious that it is going to be worth their time and money, they will announce it. They don't want to announce it as soon as they've started gathering some potential ideas to include in the game, because they aren't necessarily going to make the game yet. They're just trying to decide if it is worth it. And like I said, it is most definitely worth it. So, to ensure that this is actually a hint towards Battlefront 3, I would suggest that you look out for any more questions from EA, maybe asking for people's favourite ships, people's favourite game modes, people's favourite mini games, or anything like that, maybe people's favourite weapons. I don't know, genuinely any questions about Battlefront 2 are going to be hints towards Battlefront 3, because they want to know what we think about the game that we currently have, so that they can include those parts in the next game to make it as good as possible. And then obviously by asking us our favourite things, they can understand what our least favourite things are by looking at the ones that aren't said at all in response to these questions, i.e. if Finn isn't said to the favourite heroes and villains, like I said, they will know that our favourite character to use in the game isn't Finn. He's probably one of our least favourites. Obviously that doesn't apply to everyone. Maybe leave a comment if your favourite character in Battlefront is Finn, but you are at risk of losing your character in Battlefront 3. So if you don't want that to happen, maybe go over to EA Star Wars and spam reply that Finn is your favourite character to use. I interrupt this video to tell you that channel members are now live on my channel. You can click the join button there, but on some mobiles people are saying that they don't have the join button, in which case go over to my community and see the community post I put out that has a link to become a member of my channel if you want to do so. Everything is explained when you click on that link or the button, so I don't need to explain it in this video, but if you're curious, just go over, click it, have a read and decide if it's worthwhile for you to do. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Now, it's quite likely that as we go on in the months and weeks and days, that the questions are going to be closer towards hinting Battlefront 3, rather than these ones that definitely could just be curiosity and them keeping the EA Star Wars account alive. However, I don't think it is, but it definitely could be. So as we move on throughout the months, expect some less vague questions, like maybe in a couple months' time they ask which character we'd want most to be in Battlefront, or our favourite character that isn't in Battlefront. Now this would obviously be much further down the line, potentially even after they've announced Battlefront 3, because if they ask what character we want in Battlefront, that does kind of prove that they are curious and want to know who we want to see in Battlefront. And why would they want to know that? Because they're making a Battlefront 3. So what to take from that is to definitely keep active on Twitter if you have Twitter, follow EA Star Wars, and look out for some future tweets about Battlefront. And if you don't have Twitter, I'll be sure to keep you updated in these videos. And if you want that to be the case, please do subscribe so you don't miss out on any news coming from EA Star Wars about potential Battlefront 3. Now, I also said at the start of this video there is something about Jedi Fallen Order, and that is this tweet asking what people's favourite combat move or something along those lines is. Obviously, same kind of vibe, but the only difference is I believe the Jedi Fallen Order sequel is confirmed. They want to know what people's favourite skill or ability or whatever it is from the original Jedi Fallen Order, so they can include that in the next one. And then same goes, the ability that isn't said at all is likely to be the fans' least favourite, so they can consider not including that at all in the Jedi Fallen Order sequel to make that game as good as possible. So considering how recently there's been a lot of bad news about Star Wars games, you know, Hunters got delayed, the Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, yes, it had an incredible trailer but has also been delayed, and they didn't speak on any Star Wars games at any of the games events. Star Wars games are actually looking relatively promising right now, considering, like what I just said, the bad news that we've had recently. We're getting hints towards Battlefront, and then potentially being in the early development of it, just putting the ideas together. Same goes for the Jedi Fallen Order sequel, and we've had a date for the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga being spring 2022, if you happen to miss the trailer, because it said in the trailer when it's released. Now, I definitely recommend you go and watch the trailer if you did miss it, because it looks very, very good, and I'm definitely going to be getting the game, and I'll probably do some streams of playing it. So with that being said, that is going to be the end of this video. Just a quick one to update you on the Battlefront 3 Jedi Fallen Order sequel news. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please do leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe so you keep up to date with the news and for more Star Wars content. Follow me on my socials in the description, and with that being said, thank you for watching. Goodbye.